Come on, Eileen. Well, then get her a warm towel. Hi, my name's Gauruv Virk, and this is I'm Doing Well, my podcast, my solo podcast that I've been doing for now 57 weeks. Well, it started later than 57 weeks ago, but this is episode 57. That's right, we did a little bit of skipping around like we're a little toddler at preschool, playing hopscotch? Is that the name of that? I've never really understood hopscotch. What's the point of it? You throw rocks, right? Throw rocks? That's an insult, right? Yeah, go throw rocks. It's like, I don't want to deal with you. Throw rocks. That's kind of dangerous to say to someone. Be like, yeah, I don't like you, throw rocks. And it's like, well, you need a direction to throw those rocks. If you guys are having a quarrel, aren't they going to throw the rocks at your residence? That's kind of... Haven't you been hoisted by your own petard, one might say? Oh, I don't get hopscotch. I mean, I know the shape of it. I think everyone does. You got 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? I think that's what it looks like. I feel like, when you're younger, there's certain things you know how to draw. Stick figures, that S, with the 6 lines, and then hopscotch. It's weird. Why are those things that we just know how to draw, I don't know. But apparently you know, because at the end of that sentence I said, But no, I was asking you, aren't you in disbelief with me? How does this make sense? What is this world that we're living in? Now you're probably like, Garb, you're not talking about anything of substance. Are you stalling? Yes, of course I'm stalling. Because I don't really have that much to talk about this week. And it's not that I don't have a lot to talk about. I have things. I have my notes, But I don't think they're entrees. I think they're a lot of sides. It's I got a lot of mashed potatoes and green beans. But there's no steak. There's no salmon. There's no shepherd's pie. But there's an awful lot of fries. So we're just gonna, try to munch on these fries as long as we can. But we've all had fries, You go and it's one of the first things they bring you if it's that kind of establishment. Red Robin is that way. Red Robin has steak fries. And they bring out these steak fries. I think you have to request them, but, they'll usually bring them out and then you get charged for them. But it's a common practice there, common procedure. They'll bring out steak fries and, you got the ketchup, the ranch, and the spices that you can apply as you wish. And man, do those things go fast. It's the same thing with bread. It's that table starter. It's the bread. It's the fries. I think that's really, is that the only thing people, it's the soup. If you go to Chinese restaurant, they have a lot of soups usually as the appetizer. These things you're just supposed to kind of poke at. You're supposed to just kind of, wet the palate a little bit. But then you just, that little flirtation that you're supposed to do with these things, you guys get into this full-blown relationship. And it's oh my God, I didn't think things were going to get that serious. And it's well, you play around long enough, now you're a player in the game. Congrats, you're in the big leagues now, champ. And it's I just wanted, a few slices of potato, but now I got a full gut. Didn't think I'd be here. And it's well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Does that saying apply here? No, of course not. I'm stalling. None of this applies. And the other thing, that wasn't proper grammar, but the other thing that's kind of working against me, I haven't had this. I feel I don't really, at least not anymore. I have a headache right now. And it's not a severe headache. It's there. But I have one. I think in the past, few years, I think I've gotten 2 headaches. And they've been in the past month. That's the thing. I don't really think I get headaches. I think I got headaches when I was younger. Big headache guy, But now I just get sore throats. When I get stressed, I don't get headaches. I get sore throats. And yeah, I don't know. The release doesn't come in a headache form. I just get a sore throat. And then if, things get overwhelming, then I, we're talking massively overwhelming, then I'll, let out a tear or two. But never a headache guy, but I got a headache. And so I'm realizing, when your head aches, it makes using it a little difficult. Like, it's not easy to be happy. Because I'm like, I just want to go to sleep. And isn't that the other weird thing? The only way to fix a headache is to get rest. Isn't that so bullshit? Like, you can kind of, yeah, you can heal up while being conscious with like a lot of other things. But with a headache, the only remedy is rest, which is stupid. So yeah, I feel like, a combination of not having very substantial things to talk about and also my brain hurting, I think those two things makes me feel that, oh no, I don't know if we're going to quite meet the time limit on this. But I mean, if you look at it, I've already wasted 6 minutes of ours and I haven't really talked about anything. So, to do this for 39 more minutes shouldn't be too hard, right? I just got to do this 6.5 more times. Not bad. Not bad at all. So let's do it. Strap in, folks, because the first thing we're going to talk about is a comment I got this week. And it's a comment I've actually gotten multiple times before, but I got it this week and it got me thinking about this point. This is why I wrote it down. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. The monitor just went completely black and I didn't know what had happened. First point is this comment I got. Now let me set it up with context so I can waste even more time. The context isn't important, but I'll make it seem as though it is, even though I just revealed my ruse by telling you that it's not important. Alright. Act like you didn't hear that. This context is important. You see, I was getting in a call with someone, and then the moment the call started, they made a comment. That's the whole story. Now I'm going to tell you what the comment is. The comment they said was, ooh, time for a haircut, huh? And leading up to that call, I wasn't really contemplating a haircut. That's a lie. I've been kind of thinking about a haircut, but I'm like, should we like do this for a little bit? This is familiar territory. Or should we go back to, I will go back to the haircut I had before, but then I'm like, not when I say before, I mean the most recent one, not like, ooh, programmer Gauruv. But, I got in the call with this person. They're like, ooh, time for a haircut, huh? They didn't even say it like in a mean way. They were just like, conversationally, they're like, time for a haircut, And in my head, I was like, oh no, I wasn't planning on getting a haircut soon. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, this is kind of like, when you see a more rotund woman and you say, congratulations. And she's like, what are you talking about? And you're like, what am I talking about? What could I possibly be saying congratulations about? And she's like, I don't know, tell me. Because I can't think of anything. You can't. So you don't know yet? Or I would think you'd know by now, because when it starts to show, that's pretty major. What are you talking about? Huh? Why'd you say congratulations? Are you not having a baby? What is... Oh, because of my stomach? Yes. That's like so spherical. That's not a human inside you? No, it's not. And you just insulted me. It's kind of like that. Like, I wasn't thinking about a haircut, But then when someone's like, time for a haircut, you're like, oh, are you saying it looks bad? The same way when you see, someone with a gut and you're like, congratulations. They're like, are you calling me fat? It's like, oh, I see what happened here. Like, because I hear time for a haircut. I'm like, oh, are you saying because I need one? Or are you saying because it looks a certain way that I should change it? Or that something's happening? I was insulted. I was. I didn't know how to react. No, I did. Like any situation, I react with jokes. Like immediately when the person was like, time for a haircut, I was like, yeah, it's getting pretty unruly there. It's getting pretty tall too, it's like a high rise. I got to start renting out rooms up there, and then we laugh and then we move on. But I was like, what the fuck? Does it not look good? But no, I was like wearing a beanie all day. And when I wear a beanie, my hair does weird things. It's scary. Sometimes I pass by a mirror. I'm like, intruder. And I'm like, oh, fuck, yeah. I forgot to Me. It's your boy. So yeah, I thought about that. When someone says, time for a haircut, it's almost like telling someone, hey, congrats on the baby. It's like, what the fuck you just say to me? Oh no? Is that, oh yes, I made a grave mistake. No, this is, ooh, no. I'm gonna think about this as I try to sleep tonight. And probably in 7 years, when I try to sleep randomly, one of those nights, I will remember this day and I won't be able to sleep because of the giant misstep I just took. Just recorded a video. I'm gonna test something out. I don't think I want to like over edit this video. I'm gonna see. Let's see if I can do it. I'm working on this other. I recorded this video like a month. Not this video. I recorded a video like a month ago, and I'm still like editing that one. And I'm like, all right, well, Gauruv, try this. Let's just record a video, and then see if we can like do a day or two turnaround. So I'm gonna see this most recent video, or like this video coming up. I will be wearing this sweatshirt. I will be looking like this. Let's see how it does. You know, because it's like I spend so much time editing, but it's like just keep making stuff. You know, so I'm gonna see if I can just like edit this one real quick, see what that looks like. But yeah, no, I just edited a video for the past hour, and I can talk about it because who gives a fuck. But like, I looked at UC Davis TikToks, and I already knew this because I had this idea like 5 months ago or something. But Davis is not Davis, like the official account, but like UC Davis related TikToks are dry as fuck. Like they're not funny or interesting. It's usually just like a montage of someone's, college experience. It's like, when you have a bunch of pictures in your camera roll and then Apple makes that montage for you. It's like someone made one of those and then they put it on TikTok because apparently we care. No, we do. It's nice. It's a good look into the college, student life. But it's a bunch of like montages with mainstream music and then also jokes about cows and like college rankings. And that's like the entire UC Davis TikTok. It's student montages, cows, and rankings. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's it's uninspiring, it's not interesting, it's bad. So I just literally like went through and I the story of the video is like, oh, I haven't, really participated in Davis for the past, this school year, my 5th year. So I'm like, oh, so let's take a look at what I'm missing out on. And so I just look at TikToks relating to Davis. And yeah, they're bad. So I don't know if it'll be that long of a video. But yeah, let's see how it does. I don't know. And then March and April are coming up. So like college admissions will go out and then, college content will do well. So I don't know. We'll just throw it out there, see what happens. But I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it as a test because I don't really give a shit about. The other thing was like, I didn't know how to be funny either. And I was like, I don't know if it's my headache or like these just suck. But I was like, I don't know how to make jokes about these things. It was like, because I look at them, I'm like, okay. Like, So yeah, those are my thoughts about that video. I don't think it's funny, but we'll see. I attempted jokes. That's all I can do, But relating to Davis, I rode the bus for the first time last week. I meant to talk about it, but I didn't have enough time. I was talking about other stuff. So no, I rode the bus for the first time in Davis. And some of you are like, what did you just say? You're a 5th year and you just rode the bus for the first time? Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. Have I said it on this podcast? I've said it to people. I'm like the Antichrist of Davis because like I don't do the things that Davis students do. Like I just went to my first football game. I made that podcast like that day or the day after I went to it. Yeah, I like all the things you think about relating to Davis. Like I probably haven't done. Yeah, no. And so I rode the bus for the first time, and what an experience. It's just like all the other buses. Anyways, no, I went with a friend, Abhe. I don't know if I talked about Abhe on here. Um, but he and I were walking around campus last week, and then to go back to his place, it was pretty late at night, so we're like, oh, let's take the bus. And it got me thinking when we were sitting on the bus. I was like, wait a minute, why is it that when like certain like when transportation gets big enough, we're just like you don't need to strap in. Like, but then it gets to there's a point you would think of diminishing returns, but then it flips. Like there's an inflection point on both sides. Like if a car is so small, like if you're in a go-kart, if you're in a car, you need to have a seatbelt. You need to be strapped in. But then we get to like bus. We get to like party van, party bus. That middle area, and we're like you don't need a seatbelt. What the fuck are you doing about that? But then we get super big, right? Like airplane. And we're like, well, wear your seatbelt. And it's like, well, what the fuck is, I don't know what is going on. Like, I was on the bus. I was like, wait, aren't seatbelts so necessary for a bus? Because I'm like, there's so much more room to fly. And I'm like, so why don't we need to wear seatbelts? I'm like, that window over there, like 20 feet over there, I could just fly through that shit if we brake too hard, you know? I was like, what if we get hit? And I was like, oh, wait, I guess the counter argument is like, when do buses get hit? And I was like, well, you guys ever see Shang-Chi? Case in point. So I don't know. I don't know what this like middle transportation sized like not seatbelt requirement is. It's never made sense to me. I don't get it. It's like oh, is it because there's enough bodies? We're like, oh, you'll just like you kind of lock in with each other. But Abe made a good point too. He was like, yeah, and he was like, isn't it ridiculous? You can even stand in these things. I was like, I know, right? Well, meanwhile, you're in a car and you turn the light on, and your parents like, you better fucking turn that shit off, or we're all gonna die in 3 seconds. It's like, whoa, why are stakes so high in a car? But in a bus, we're like, just pack that shit in, Trains, same way. Trains, I get a little more because we're on a rail, but like buses, I mean, it's still that guy up there. And in Davis, it's a fucking student. There's a 20 something up there just controlling this giant, you know, cargo crate with wheels. And we're all packed in there like fucking fish. And we don't got to strap in. You know what it is? Whoever invented buses or the rules for buses isn't into pegging. And so they're like, nope, no strap on, no strap in, no strap on, nothing. I don't want any of it. They're completely abhorred by the idea of like pegging or strapping anything. So they're like, don't you fucking put seatbelts on there. They hear a click and they like, they think about their wife just, and they're like, no, the memories are coming back. Yep. Whoever made bus laws is anti-pegging. And you can count on that. You can bet on that. But no, the bus is cool. It's just a bus. It's just what I thought it'd be. But what's cool is like, yeah, you're a student. You just flash the ID and then you walk on. And then I was like, wait, that's all you do? I was like, so if you just live in Davis and you have a student ID that probably looks vaguely like you can just use the bus for free. And Abe was like, yeah, probably. I was like, oh, that's kind of dope. But like, if you were a student at Davis, what are you here for? Like, let's say you're a transfer. Let's be conservative. You're a transfer. You're here for 2 years. You've probably already seen everything in Davis. You should get out of here, And so, like, someone that's been here 5 years, I think I've seen Davis. I don't think I need to stick around here after. I think I've gotten my fill. I was walking around actually today. I was walking around Davis and I saw some people touring, and it was just so weird to me, like seeing people tour and take pictures with certain things. And I was like, I felt like that meme, like the guy in the corner of the party. It's like, they don't know I've been here 5 years. Like, this has been my home for the past 5 years. I'm like, all of this shit, like, it's not stupid. It's just like, I don't care about any of it anymore. Like, eggheads, eh, you know? Like, it had this novelty to it when you're like a first, second year or whatever. But now I'm like, what is that? Why is that even a thing? Egghead? I don't know. Eggheads don't hit quite the same, Ah, damn. See, I had a very inappropriate joke right there, but I can't say it because I don't want to say bad things. No, that's the thing. I do want to say bad things. I just know that it's not right to say those things. Like ethically, morally, you shouldn't say certain things. Um, so what's the next step? Next step? What? No, what's the next point? I went to a friend's house this week because we had to work on a project, and that also makes it seem like I don't want to see him unless we're working on a project. No, I like him. He's a friend. He's a good guy. But when I say like, oh yeah, I went to this place to work on a project, it makes it seem like, oh, so you wouldn't see him if you didn't have a project. And now, yeah, no, you might be right. Cause like I just suck. I don't, I don't reach out to people. Yeah. No, it's like a legit problem. I don't know if you have this problem. I legit can't like reach out to people. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a mix of things. I mean, first it's like I don't think like I always feel like I'm stealing people's time. I'm like, anytime I spend with someone, I'm like, well, it's like, I don't want to take away from your life. We only have a finite amount of time doing this thing. Don't let me, steal that from you. And then the other thing is like, I don't know if I just want to like do things, but that's ridiculous. Of course I do. I just convince myself that I'm like, no, no, you don't need to because you don't want to. You're the guy that doesn't want to. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm not a person that likes to do things. I should sleep all day and no one should ever see me. And they're like, that's the human experience. Keep that up. And then I go crazy. But no, I was over at this friend's house. We were just happening to work on a project for school. But he has about three roommates, I think. And one of them's upstairs. And he says, the, uh, the fuse blew out. And the two others are like, oh man, really? And they're like, yeah, yeah. They're like, I don't know what to do. So they're asking my friend. And then jokingly, it was a joke, but then there was also like a thin level of like seriousness to it. But I told it entirely like as a joke. Like that's the thing. Like, okay, let me try to explain this. Like inside, to me, this was like half serious, half a joke. But like when I said it out loud, it comes across as like an entire joke. Like I'm just pulling your leg. And what I said was, now I don't want to, get too crazy out here with ideas, but as an electrical engineer, would it be too extreme to say turn it off and on again? I was like, I know. You would think an electrical engineer would know what to do, but I say we go turn it on and off again. That's not actually. See, I just fucked it up. Okay, here's the thing. That's not what I said. I said a variation of that, but I was like so deep into my like retelling of the story that I just went along with it. That's not what I said. So can you just ignore everything I just said? That was a lie. I just lied to you. I'm a compulsive, impulsive. I'm the worst. Here's what I actually said. They were like the fuse blew out, and I'm like, I don't want to sound, you know, like that guy. Sound like an idiot here, but like, did you try turning it on and off again? And then to like justify it, I was like, I'm an electrical engineering major too. So honestly, I do know best. You should turn it on and off again. So then the guy went and turned it on and off again, and it worked. And I was like, see, that's why they pay us the big bucks. I just thought that was interesting that like a lot of the time in debugging, like you just reset it and it works. And I'm like, what the fuck? But then that's why we get paid so much. It's what you do after it doesn't work, and it's like, oh fuck. Now it can be thousands of things. So yeah, you just gotta know how to approach those thousands of things. I don't know why. I kind of even forgot about this, but I wrote it down, and I don't know why I did. But here it is on my notes. I wrote, do you think presidents have retirement funds? I think I thought about this because, like, presidents are so old. did I write this? Do you think presidents have retirement funds? I think it's, hmm. Because I think, like, I'm like, well, none of the money they spend is, like, theirs, right? Like, presidents don't have, like, like, Joe Biden's not going to, like, Safeway and, like, you know, here's my card for that thing of cupcakes I just bought or whatever he's buying. I'm like, aren't they're always like they never have to buy anything. Like Joe Biden's not like using Amazon Prime, you know? He's not like surfing, being like, oh, these are cool PJs I can get here tomorrow. It's like that's not, there's no. So I was like, do they have to worry? Like because the everyday person, they're like, okay, this amount of money I'm going to use for whatever. This amount of money I'm saving. This amount of money is in my retirement fund. I thought about, wait, do presidents have to worry about that? They're like, well, remember, we got to save this for the retirement. Because, like, also, they never retire. Like, once you're president, then you are, like, I think it was that. I think that's what I was thinking about. Like, a president never retires. Once they become president, they kind of just have to work for the rest of their life. And I was like, oh, it's that. It was like these people had jobs before they were president. So they probably had a retirement fund going, right? But then when they become president, like they don't need that, right? Like everything's pretty much paid for at that point. I don't know. But like so what happens to that? I don't know. Like there's no okay, so Garv, make this, now you've said the point, expand on it. You think presidents have retirement funds? I mean, they do, right? So then what do they use? Do they just buy ridiculous shit at that point? They're like, well, what do we do with this lump sum here? Lottery tickets? Like, how funny would it be if, Joe talking to himself, he's like, huh, how funny would it be if people saw Joe Biden win the lottery? That'd be kind of funny. And I do have that money that's kind of sitting there. Be kind of a goof. That'd be in history books, I bet. Yeah, I should do that. I should just buy lottery tickets. No, I gotta do something wackier. I gotta buy just a bunch of like Christmas trees. That'd be fun. Ooh, but Christmas, that could be controversial. Well, I could buy Christmas trees. We call them holiday trees. But what if I buy them all from one place and then that community doesn't have Christmas trees? Ooh, bad PR. Think, Joe. What are you gonna do with this money? I could invest it for what? What am I gonna invest for? What's the future? I'm just gonna go to colleges, do speaking engagements, and just probably have someone write a book for me. That'll probably make more money than the fund has in it. Huh. And then this is interesting. What if there's like a 30-year-old like governor or whatever, right? And they're really like, one day I'm going to be president. So they never bother with a retirement fund. And then they never become president. So then they retire and they're like, oh, fuck. Shit. I should have, fuck. I don't know why I was so confident about being president. I really didn't think I'd ever have to worry about a retirement fund. And yet here I am worrying about a retirement fund because I didn't become president. Oh, God, my wife hates me. Yeah, president having a retirement fund's so weird to me. Because they never retire. Which is also so eerie and creepy to me that like the profession they get into, like your life changes. You're inextricably linked to this thing, and the only way out of it is death. Which is not an escape, it's an end. Yikes. Anyways, another thing I was thinking about was flower prices. I wasn't thinking about it, but Valentine's Day recently happened, and I was talking to my friend Hoyer, and we were talking about flower prices. He bought flowers, and not for me. which I need to get on him about. That's actually fucking bullshit now that I think about it. How could he not get me flowers? But he got flowers and he showed me a picture, and I realized, because he was having me guess the price, I realized, oh my God, I don't know anything about flowers. Like, I've never once researched flowers. And so this is such a rare thing, but like, when you think about things, you kind of like attach a price to them a little bit. Like milk. You'll be like, well, milk is about this much. So I know how much damage it's going to do if I go and buy milk, Or like, I know how much this like orange juice costs, whatever. I know how much this video games are $60. I know, shoes, they're anywhere from like, if you get this type of shoe, it's this much. If you get this type, it's this much. But then it showed me flowers and it was like, guess the price. I was like, oh my God, I got nothing. Like there was nothing to make a reference to. I was like, oh my God, I've never bought someone flowers. I've never been interested in the price of flowers. I know nothing about flowers. And I've never had this happen before where like I was completely like, I don't know. Are they $30? I don't know. Like I like they look like if you tell me you paid more than 30, I'd be like, I don't know if they're worth that much, Well, obviously they're worth more. I'm not gonna tell you how much they're worth because that's classified. But 30 is way off, by the way. But yeah, no, I realized there's things. I felt like a billionaire. I felt, they had Bill Gates like go on Ellen or whatever the fuck, and Ellen was like, guess how much milk is, and Bill was like, I don't know, $50 or some shit like that. I don't know. And she's like, William, I guess, you put the bill in billionaire. Did you fucking wacky guy? You think milk's $50? I felt like that. I felt like, I was like, I don't know how much are these flowers? $30? And he's like, are you, what? You think I picked them myself? And I was like, well, then wouldn't they be free? And he's like, that's not my point. I'm just saying that's so fucking low. Why 30? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was so off. But yeah, there's things I don't know the price of. And I've never thought about it. So flowers I don't know the price of. What else do I not know the price of? There's this one girl I'm friends with on Facebook. We grew up like together, which makes it seem like we're closer than we are. We're not. The last time I talked to her was like when I was a senior in high school, but we've been going to school together since from 3rd grade to 12th grade. We went to school together. So for 9 years, we were classmates. She lives on a farm, and I think like recently like she's like moving out of the farm, so she's been selling a bunch of shit. And so I've been seeing these listings on Facebook because that's how she's been, trying to sell these things on Marketplace. And I see just these random fucking items that she puts up. Like, here's an entire barn, $5,000. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, what the fuck? That's how much a barn is? Or like, here's a giant ham radio, like, or like a radio tower. It's like $10,000. I'm like, first of all, what the fuck? That's $10,000. Second of all, are there people on Facebook Marketplace that want this? And they would conduct this business through Facebook Marketplace? So yeah, just like radio towers and flowers, I just don't know how much they cost. And I don't think that's a flaw. I just think it's information has been omitted from my life. I just don't think I've been exposed to that. It's the same thing as like, I've never gone surfing, or like, let's make it more fun. I've never gone boogie boarding. I don't even know what the fuck boogie boarding is, but like, I've never been wake surfing, right? I don't know what that is either. I've never been surfing. So I don't know like how much pressure you're supposed to apply and shit, like when you're supposed to approach a wave. It's just, I've never had exposure to it. The same way, like I've never had exposure to the flower purchasing process. So just, I have no data there. There's no samples or data points to pull from. I'm just so empty-minded. You ever see those memes like what people's brains like 3% or 2% milk, and it's like, what? Why is he thinking about milk? And it's like, no, it's 2% milk. But you're right. Why is that in his brain? That's also another good point. But it's like, yeah, guys uh, 30% video games, 30% like girls, 80% like math. You know, it's like they break it up like that. And I just have 0% flowers. And I'm glad that that's changed. Am I though? Because I found out how much they are and I was like, oh, what? I was like, that's changed my life and not for the better. Now I'm like, why are flowers a money laundering front? Because there's no way they're that much. What the fuck? There's no way. They're getting away with this too? Oh my God. I've always wondered, I'm like, how does Valentine's Day have such strong, support in like capitalism? But now I hear these prices and I'm like, oh my fucking God. I was like, now I get it. I was like, wait, how's this one day able to like really hold it down? And now I get it. Earlier this week, I got an ad from CarMax, and at first I was like, wait, who is this for? Like, sure, maybe someone's like looking for cars, and then they display this ad in like the off chance that it hits that target audience. But like, I'm not looking for a new car, so I was like, wait, why did I get this ad? Don't like our computers listen to us? Shouldn't it know that I don't need a car? Hey, I don't need a car. Okay, hopefully now I won't get CarMax ads. But I got an ad for CarMax, and my initial thought was like, wait, who's this for? Like, if you need a car, you're already kind of doing that. It's like ads for colleges. I've never understood them. I'm like, someone's someone that's going to college is already gonna apply. They're not gonna see an ad and be like, "Oh, you make good points. I will add you to my list." What? No, that's not. Oh, interesting. I like those 5 to 7 bullet points that you have highlighted in your college. I will also apply to you with the same amount of importance as all these other places I've researched for the past years. Thank you, random online advertisement university. But then, yeah, CarMax. Well, you think I'm going to see a CarMax ad and be like, yeah, I'll buy a car. I'll buy a car right now just because I saw this ad. That's the thing. Like, you see an ad for cereal and it's like instant. Next time you go to the grocery store, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that cereal. I'm going to pick that up. But I guess it's just they're playing the long con, right? Like, they displayed this CarMax ad and they're probably like, he thinks this isn't anything. But actually, we're in his subconscious. What he doesn't know is he's going to talk about this on his podcast later, and then his mind's going to think about it even more. And then he's going to have this just predisposition. Is that what it is? He's going to fucking hate us. But little does he know, that car he's driving right now, it's not going to last forever. It's going to get some miles on it. He's going to look for a new car. And then where in his mind is he going to look? Deep back, even behind the flower information, he's going to remember, oh, wait a minute, CarMax. And he's going to be like, I should go to CarMax. And then we got him. We fucking got him, boys. It was a long con, and now he's our little bitch boy. But it got me thinking when I saw this ad, what if someone was like eating cereal, Sunday morning, they're eating cereal, they see an ad for CarMax, and they're like, I didn't have plans today. I'm going to go buy a fucking car. No. What? Are you kidding me? Yeah, no, I imagine that. Someone literally just being like, I'm free today. I'm going to buy a car. Also, like, what if ads were even more, like, what if they were even more manipulative than they are? What if they had, like, a severe, like, instant, like, an acute effect where it's like, you see an ad and immediately you're brainwashed. You're like, I will buy a car. And then you go buy a car. And so these ads ruin your life because you're just spending tens of thousands of dollars every day. Because these ads are like, buy a car. And you're like, I will do as you please. And then you go and you just have like 7 teen Civics in your front lawn. And it's like, why are you putting them in the lawn? Well, the driveway's full. By the way, why do they call them driveways? Shouldn't they be parkways? No, you drive on parkways. What? None of this makes sense. Next thing you're going to be asking is, why don't buses have seatbelts? I don't know, because some guy doesn't like it up the ass. What are we talking about now? But yeah, I just thought an ad for CarMax was so weird. But then, we saw those growing up. Show me the Carfax, CarMax. But then I think getting one on a YouTube video, it just felt so out of place. Because I know that when you get ads on YouTube videos, I think they're kind of like catered for you, right? That's why you never get to see ads about like kids' toys. It's not that they've stopped making stupid dolls that will haunt you in your dreams. Those still exist, but you are not the target demo, so they're not going to display those ads for you. Now you have a kid, maybe you'll start to see those ads again. You'll be like, oh my God, this is what they're making now? This is what Cabbage Patch Kids look like? Oh, stay off the meth, Holy shit. But for now, you're not going to get those ads. So you're going to get ads about you. And I was like, wait, but I'm not, why am I getting CarMax ads? That's not about me. Like to me, I was like, a CarMax ad and a Barbie ad were like the same probability. So I'm like, why am I getting one of these? That doesn't seem right. But I did get one. And it threw me for a loop. And here I am talking about it. And in fucking 10 years when I need a new car or whatever, I'm going to go to CarMax because I love CarMax and I support CarMax. I believe in everything CarMax does. I love CarMax. That's right, I'm brainwashed now. I'm a robot. I'm simply a walking advertisement. I'm a soulless Bing. I'm a soulless Bing chilling. Anyways, my headache has been fucking annoying for the past 10 minutes. The back of my brain's been throbbing. But I think we got through it. I think we probably have like 2 or 3 minutes left, but that's okay. I mean, we're close enough, I'm a college student technically still, so I can, pass mediocrity off as a passing gold standard still. We don't have to perform because you'll just curve it. Holy shit, I'm done with college in, I think, like a month. That's a whole thing. I'll still be here till August, though, in this room. So, yeah. I got nothing else to talk about. Honestly, at the beginning of the podcast, I didn't have anything to talk about. You saw. Those were the fries we nibbled on. And we did it. We nibbled. We nibbled for 43 minutes, 44 minutes. And we made it through on just scraps. We filled up on bread, but we made it work. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Let's see if I make this video, quick. And let me know if it is as bad as I said it is. And I'll talk at you next week. Okay? Bye.